Hi, this is Amber Roller. This is my cow eyeball dissection for you today. So first I am going to start. Obviously I've gloved up. I've got my specimen ready to go. I'm going to take my scissors and remove the fatty tissue from around the eyeball because there is a lot in this cow eyeball. So it is a lot tougher than it looks upon examination. Very, very gristly tough. Now, as I'm doing this, you can see me bypass some of these areas, like your cornea is the most obvious through here. Here, I think I may actually have a hole opening now. I can see the eyelid here. Let's see if some of this will pull away. Not yet. There we go. We may actually be getting something there now. This was a very, very well-fed cow because he is very fatty. You see that muscle there coming out. Right. Awesome. Look at that chunk of fat that just comes off from around that. All right. So that's all what this is just fat and a little bit of muscle right here you can see. Now, as for looking at this eyeball, you can see these muscle fibers here on the back. And that should be the optic nerve here in the middle. Once you take away some of this fatty area here. There we go. There's your optic nerve right here. Once you get that fat there pulled back. There you go. That way you can see it a lot better. Right in there. See that? Okay. So I've removed those, and I'm going to cut the eye now in half across the anterior posterior axis. So it's going to be right in through here. And you can see that aqueous or aqueous, however you say it, humor coming out. It's thin. Gotta be careful not to squirt it everywhere. All right. There. But you can see that in the half. Like I said, it's surprisingly a lot more hard to cut than you imagine. Okay. All right. So as you can see, I had that one piece come out here. It is a slippery little piece. There we go. So as you're looking in these, that would be the virtuous humor right there. It's kind of like a jellied part. You have the aqueous, which is much thinner, and then you have this virtuous that's more like jello or like a jelly. You have the retina in here. As you can see, is it's starting to kind of come up a little bit. Your blind spot back here, where you see this coming together, right there would be your blind spot. Here on this inside, here's some more virtuous humor. Taking some of this out so that we can see better on in here, so that we can see the lens. The through here is the optic, the ora serrata, and forgive me if I misspoke on that. There is the lens. It's harder, like I said, harder than you would think. Pulling all that out. And the retina is here in the back, in this dark area on the outside edges. Through here, like I said, that is that ora serrata with that virtuous humor in there. Look at how pretty that is. Once you pull off some of that, you pull off some of this retina here, just how pretty that sclera is. A gorgeous blue. So wanting to stay connected over here by this blind spot area where the optic nerve is. So a piece of that will still kind of stay in. Like I said, that is where that is, and it is beautiful, that sclera. And you can see 9, your optic nerve that connects through up through here. I said that lens right here. And you can see it up toward the front. It makes it much stiffer now through there. I can almost pop that lens out. There we go. There is the lens. Oops. It kind of reminds me of maybe like a pearl. Okay. All right, so as we're in the inside, we're going to look over to this other side of the eye here, where you can see the outer parts. We remove the lens to look at it. We're going to look at the iris now. So we're going to cut around the edge of the cornea to expose the iris. Well, if it's going to let me. It is a little tougher than it looks. Okay. Get a little closer here. There we go. It's a little tougher than it looks. It's very tough. Very, very tough. I have now exposed the iris, either your cornea there. It is, like I said, it's much tougher than it looks. It looks very thin and flimsy, but it's actually, in fact, quite thick. Okay. So on here, where you can see the iris, on the inside, you can kind of see like those ciliary body of it that makes those marks in your eye that go up and down. All right, so on this, you will note, we go toward the outside. You still see some of this fatty tissue here that I'm pulling on. And there, I believe, is the eyelid. And there's part of the eyelid with the fatty tissue there. You've got the ciliary body of the iris. And I guess that this is being your sclera, keeping your eye shape out here. Fortunately, you can barely see any of the you can see tons of muscle in here and tons of fat in this connective tissue, but you cannot see any of like the filaments, or any of the nerves, with the exception of this optic nerve here. But look how beautiful the striations on the muscle are there. So, all right. Thank you for video with me today.